All right. What is up, guys? Give me a second. I'm just opening up a window here so I can read the chat. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are just living your best lives right now, despite everything that's going on. We can get crazy today. Hope you guys are ready for this. I mean, we're gonna kind of get crazy, but we're gonna get really crazy over the next few weeks. We going in. Let me just tell you. All right. Hey, Cat, Jesus, what's up? What's up? Good to see you guys. Cool. Let me know where you guys are from. We're going to give it just a minute here since we just went live. We're going to get everyone into the stream. So, hello. Thank you for joining. Very excited. We're going to have some fun. So, stay tuned while you're waiting. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how your day's going. Let me know your favorite cereal. Give me the scoop, guys. What's happening? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right, so tell me who in here right now is streaming regularly or has streamed before? Who's used to streaming and has kind of like a certain process or certain setup that they're using? I would love to kind of gauge where everyone's at. All right, so let's see. Hey, nice. What's up, Les? Radio TV God, what's up? Oh, Don Elliott, yeah. What's happening? Flowing Art Studio. All right, shoot. From BC. Okay. Juan, what's up? Have two ways. Oh yeah, desktop and iPhone, right on. Okay, no streaming. All right, Flow. Let me tell you right now, look into the camera for this. You can be a streaming beast by the time we finish this series. But you'll be streaming by the end of the day if you want. Like right after the stream, you can go and do your very first stream. So, if you haven't done so already, hey, Richard, what's up? If you haven't done so already, make sure to drop a like on the video. It helps us out kind of with the YouTube analytics and stuff. It'll get it out there. If you are interested, a lot of these names I actually recognize because I've been moderating a lot of the streams for Brent and Laura. But if you are not familiar with the series that we're doing quite a few and bringing in all kinds of different people, big name people, and they have, Marlene, a wealth of information and wisdom, and they've been doing it for years. So if you're interested in learning more and you want to, stay up to date with what we're doing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our streams. Santam, woo woo. Daniel, what's up? Wow, Ontario. Where specifically? We had a question come in from Ottawa, and I got some friends up there. I was like, oh man, how cool is that? DD Remix, what's up? DD in the house. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys just a bit of an overview for what we're looking at here today. Let me pull up my little sheet here, my little cheat sheet. So we're going to start off this series by covering the basics of streaming. So, I mean, we could literally do an entire year-long daily class on streaming. There are so many different facets and elements and ways to do it, and it depends on your gear and the platform that you're trying to stream to, and so many different things. But I want to cover just some basics at the end or near the end of this stream. I'm going to run you through the process of two setups for two different streaming platforms. They're very basic. It's very quick, but I want you guys to, if you don't know already, at least be able to leave this stream knowing how to use a couple of the platforms that are out there. So we're going to cover some of the basics, the different scenarios for streaming, and just kind of lay the foundation and the framework for this entire series. We're going to talk about some of the different platforms that are available. And my gosh, if you guys aren't super up on streaming, it's mind-blowing right now. I'm seeing it explode like never before. I feel like every day I look and there's like another 2 or 3 or 4 platforms that have just appeared out of nowhere. So, definitely not short on options, I'll say that. And probably my favorite part of the stream today is going to be talking about good streaming etiquette. So there are a lot of things. I watch streams all the time, and there are just some things that I'm like, oh no, like, don't do that. So I'm going to run you through a couple things, just some good practices and things to keep in mind, even though I'm probably breaking half of them. And that's also kind of a tie-in to today's stream is, here are the rules, here's the goal, but you don't always have all of these options available to you, especially now with the quarantine and everything else. If you're stuck at home, I have access to all kinds of gear when I'm in our office in Santa Monica, but I'm at home right now, so it's like, shoot, got to work with what you got, So you basically, you take what you got and you do the best you can do with that. So we're going to run through some of that, and I'll tell you guys some of the gear that I'm using. And then we're going to talk about some of the different live streaming equipment that's out there, and how, we're just going to briefly touch on that, some of the major things that you want to try to get access to as you grow your setup. And then we're going to end with two things. One is Q&A time. We've already had, 20 or so questions come in from when I guess we did a post or an email or something a little bit earlier. Had a whole bunch of questions come in. I'm going to kind of run through some of those, and then any other questions that come in. My friend Sebastian's actually moderating the chat right now, and he's going to copy those questions if I miss them. Oops. And he's going to put them into this Google Sheet, and then I'm just going to run through all the questions, or as many as I can before we end. So, Jeff, what's up? Hey. Dude, I'm so with you there. I am obsessed with my duet as well. Oh, and then the second part of our wrap-up is we're going to be doing a giveaway. So we're giving away an Apogee MiC Plus today, which is an absolute beast. If you don't know about it, you just get ready. All right, so let's jump in. So, like I said, live streaming, not difficult to do. Sometimes making it good with the gear you got can be a little challenging. So let me tell you what I'm doing right now for my setup. I have, because I don't have any of the cameras that I typically use. Hey, Bob. The cameras that I typically use, we have a pretty robust selection of gear in the office. And right now I am streaming on a 6-year-old webcam that is mounted to a mic stand. So in 720, which was literally killing me when I was setting this up. I'm like, I'm streaming in 720, like everything in me was dying a little bit, but you know what? Like I said, got to make it work. Do the best you can with what you got. So I'm using this older Logitech webcam. It's like the C920, I believe. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. If you know anything about streaming cameras, it's probably the most common webcam there is. I wouldn't say it's like a beast. I wouldn't say it's super impressive. It's just kind of, it is what it is, and it gets the job done. The funny thing, again, I don't know if you're paying super close attention to this if you're not big into streaming, but there are a few companies that make products that are just about impossible to get a hold of right now. One of them is the Logitech web cameras. I mean, it's like, good luck. I mean, I can picture people literally reselling these on the black market for crazy amounts of money. So if you got one, you're not using it, I'm just throwing it out there. And then another one is Elgato, who makes capture cards. And we'll get into what a capture card is a little bit later, and then we'll really dive into how to use it in a future stream. And then the third is actually Apogee mics. They are selling like hotcakes right now. It's insane. Everyone's like, I'm stuck at home. I have to make content. Get me an Apogee mic. So if you have even one of the three things that I just mentioned, you're already way ahead of the game. So props to you. High five. So a Wi-Fi, wireless high five, because you guys aren't here because #social distancing. Okay, so I've got my Logitech camera. I'm using a Ring light, which you guys are probably familiar with them. If not, let me see here. I will go over to Chrome real quick and show you what I'm talking about. I picked my Ring light up on Amazon. It was like $15, and it's really funny because the price increase on anything streaming related right now on Amazon is just absolutely outrageous. But I mean, it's something along these lines, except for I didn't get a tripod or anything with it. I just got the light and a mount. So let's see here. Keep scrolling, see if I can find one that's equivalent. hey, if anyone's in the market for a vintage ring, there you go. Why not? Yeah, I don't see any here on the first page, and there were so many when I bought mine a year ago, probably. It's the equivalent of, you see this professional ring light for $297? Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of that, except for it was like 18 bucks. So that's what I'm rocking. Oh, yeah. And that's it. Oh, well, and obviously, you guys can see it here, Apogee MiC. So I don't have the stream open. I don't know how it sounds. I would love to hear from you in the comments how it sounds. So one of the things that I notice very frequently in live streams, it's easy to get, decent quality video now, especially if you're streaming from your camera, because there are all kinds of different smartphones, right? But I have an iPhone. The iPhone camera is outrageously good. So it's years ahead of my webcam that I'm using right now. And if I was streaming from my phone, I would absolutely be using that and it would look great. Hey, awesome. Thanks. Sounds good. Okay, cool. So the Apogee Hype mic, it has something that no other microphone has ever done, no other digital microphone. I'm not going to go super deep into it right now because we have so much to cover, but basically the quality of the mic, it has some, let's call it secret sauce. If you're not familiar with it, it has something called built-in analog compression. And there is compression added to everything, every song that you hear, every podcast, but it's oftentimes done in post. So someone came up with the idea, hey, why don't we build that thing into the mic that everyone puts on all of their audio so that when you record, you're actually getting it and you're saving yourself time on the back end, basically having to add it. So pretty cool. Addictive Studio, what's up? How would you use the webcam with your phone? Okay, we'll save that one. So Seb, add that one and any other questions I missed. And if I do miss questions, I'm so sorry, but we will get to them in the end. So yeah, those are the three elements of my stream right now. I got my old webcam, I got my high mic, I got a ring light. I do run into a challenge with the ring light, which I will get into in a minute. But next, I want to talk about platforms. There are, my gosh, so many different platforms for streaming. Like I said, they're popping up nonstop. Every day I check, and it seems like there's another 2 or 3 platforms I've never heard of that are offering all kinds of features, and I'm really impressed at how fast some companies are pushing these out. It's pretty cool. But let's talk about some of the common ones. We got Facebook Live. We've got Instagram Live. Instagram Live, just quickly to touch on something that it has that's unique. It gives that FOMO feeling, like that. If you guys are not familiar with the term FOMO, it's the fear of missing out. Something about Instagram Live, whenever you go live on Instagram, all of the people that are following you get an instant notification, a pop-up notification saying, hey, this person's live, as to where they could very easily miss a post and might not ever see it show up in their feed. When you go live, or when someone goes live, that push notification is getting sent out to everyone that follows them. And so you have the ability to save any video that you do to your story, but people oftentimes don't do that. So with Instagram and Instagram Live, you have this feeling of like, if I don't watch this, I might not get to see it. So there is an appeal. Most of these have a different type of appeal, but that is definitely the appeal that I see with Instagram Live. And it's so easy. It's probably the easiest of everything I'm mentioning. Then you've got YouTube. I saw a couple people mentioned earlier. Richard, yes, that's amazing. Does it have the SSL bus compressor? No, it does not. But it has a really good compressor. So with YouTube, I forgot what I was even saying, but yeah, you've got YouTube, you've got Skype. That's another really common one, obviously for conferencing, right? Like who hears you Skype, like everyone in the world. Zoom, which is hilarious because Zoom has been out for quite a while. I've been using Zoom for probably like 5 years. And anytime I would mention Zoom for the last 5 years, people would be like, I've never heard of it, right? And they're like, I'll just go do a Google Hangout, which is another one. But Zoom has just exploded, it seems like, overnight, and has all these people using it to the point where, as of yesterday, they actually sent out a notification to everyone that subscribed to them saying, hey, we are just so taxed on bandwidth right now, we can't even keep up with it. So we're going to have to dial back the offerings basically for all Zoom users. So unless you're streaming from a Zoom center, or there were a couple of the things they listed, you can't do any HD video in Zoom anymore. So that's not just the video from your camera. That's if you're sharing. If you're playing a video on your computer and you're sharing your desktop screen, it's a no-go. We were actually trying it yesterday and I was like, darn. So I have a feeling we're probably going to see a lot of that from these companies because like everyone on the planet, hashtag social distancing, it's getting crazy. So everyone is conferencing and staying in touch. I did a Google Hangout with my family the other day where we were playing, what's that game called? Fibbage. So we were actually playing Fibbage remotely on our phones through the Google Hangout. It was pretty fun. So as these conferencing options are becoming so incredibly taxed right now, you're probably going to see some of the offerings and features be pulled back because they just don't have the bandwidth to support it. So that said, we're going to get into a couple good alternative options as well if you're running into that issue. I already mentioned Google Hangouts. How about gaming? Well, Twitch, Mixer, there are a million gaming platforms, right? And we may dive into those a little bit. And then this last one that I want to mention is one that has surprised a lot of people I've been working with recently. I'd say some of them have been familiar with it. Others are like, what? You can do that? It's called Restream.io. That's actually the web address if you want to go there. Restream.io. Now, what Restream allows you to do is instead of streaming to a specific platform, like right now we're streaming to YouTube, instead of streaming to one platform, Restream allows you to basically stream to multiple platforms at the same time. So you stream your feed to Restream and they redistribute it to all the platforms that you have set up. It's really cool, and we'll probably do a brief run through of that in a later stream. Now let's talk about some of the different scenarios for streaming. So you've got, and this one's popped up a lot recently, especially for us because we have so many people we work with that are musicians. I actually have a friend who is doing a live concert at 5 o'clock right after the stream. So you should definitely check it out. His name is Alec Little, Lytle, Alec, Alec. You should go to his YouTube channel after this and definitely show him some love. Tell him we told you to pop in and say hi. Awesome musician. So he hit me up and he's like, hey, we had an album release party scheduled and now we can't do it, obviously. So I basically walked him through the process of setting up a concert. So one of the scenarios that's been popping up a ton is how to play music live and how to do it with multiple musicians who are all remote. We're definitely going to get into that one because that one's really fun. Vlogging is another big one. Just the people who are doing your, hey, Laura, what's up? The daily kind of updates, right? So like, hey, this is the food I'm eating. And hey, this is how I do my yoga. You know, let's be real. We've all seen it. And then, hey, this is my cat. Like, cats are entertaining. And also, side note, my cat is so confused. Like, the fact that I'm home all the time, she gives me the weirdest look. She's like, what are you still doing here? Anyway, rabbit trail. So you've got the vlogging. You've got gaming. That's a huge one. It's crazy. Like, I'd say, I don't know, a massive amount of the internet bandwidth is being taken up by gaming and streaming stuff. It's really wild. You've got sales. So here's a live streaming platform that not a lot of people think about. Sales. Did you guys know there are multiple platforms, but this one is pretty foreign to people. Amazon actually has a live streaming platform. So if you are someone who is manufacturing or selling products, you can go to amazon.com/live, create a free account, and without any limits, you can stream as often as you want for as long as you want. You could do it every day. You could do it 10 times a day. You could do one stream a day for 10 hours if you want. So that is really wild. I'm sure at some point there are going to be limitations put on that. So if it's something you're interested in, I highly recommend taking advantage of it ASAP. Then you've got meetings and kind of that group chat connection type of stream. So a lot of people wouldn't think about that as streaming, right? Like when you're doing a Google Hangout or a Zoom conference call or something like that, most people just think of it as a conference call, but that's also a type of live streaming. Then you've got remote voiceovers. So this is something that's been popping up a ton. I've also been working with a lot of voiceover artists who the studios basically tell them, hey, if you're not able to do this really cool thing that I'll talk about later remotely, it's called Source Connect. If you're not able to give us a Source Connect feed, then we're not going to hire you right now. So that's pretty wild. That's a huge change in the way that the voiceover market has always kind of operated. So pretty wild. And if you're a voiceover person or you're interested in getting into Source Connect, we are definitely covering that because it's really cool. Bob is actually in the chat right now. I noticed him earlier, Bob Clearmountain. For those of you who don't know, woo, what's up, Bob? We did a Source Connect recording yesterday. If you're not aware, we actually started a podcast recently, and it's really cool. If you haven't heard it, you should definitely go check it out. You can check it out really on any of the major podcasting platforms, whether it's Apple's or Spotify or wherever. Stitcher, there are tons of them. So just type in Clear Mountains Domain and give us a listen, and do us a favor, drop us a like. We'd appreciate it. But we wanted to record a special message for the episode that's coming out in this next week, just kind of given the current climate, right? What everyone's going through. So we wanted to do something special because we recorded that episode a while back, before everyone was quarantined at home. So we actually used Source Connect to record amazing quality audio with no latency. It was all in real time. So pretty amazing. There's a whole world of possibilities there, and that may be one of the topics for next week. And then another huge, and the last one I'm going to talk about as far as scenarios go, is education. So many teachers, and not even just for schools, but so many teachers are no longer able to, work one-on-one or in a group setting in classrooms, right? Because again, #social distancing. So a lot of teachers have actually started to resort to doing these live streams where they're interacting, whether it's through a Zoom call or there are a whole bunch of different ways, but they're basically interacting and teaching their students remotely. You also have people doing lessons, like guitar lessons. You have people that are doing life coaching and counseling and all. There's so many different types of scenarios that kind of fall under that. But again, all of that is encompassed under the live streaming, or I guess you could say also like conferencing scenario. So, all right. I want to jump into, I know we're talking a lot. We'll have some cool stuff where we actually get some hands-on time at near the end. But I want to jump into some good live streaming etiquette, because this is something, like I said earlier, if you weren't in here, everyone and their brother and their mailman and, everyone is doing live streams right now, right? And there are so many people that do these live streams, and I'm like, why are you doing that? One that drives me nuts is this right here. When someone is doing a live stream from their phone and you feel like you're on a motion ride, it's like, dude, get a stabilizer. You know what I mean? Oh, I just shook my light out of place. Let me fix that real quick. Whoop. #live stream. Just keeping it real. There we go. Maybe. You know what? We'll roll with it. So, yeah, it drives me nuts when I see that. So let's run through some of these things. So these are just a list of things that are very important when you're doing a live stream to keep in mind. One of the big ones that I see is probably the biggest culprit of kind of breaking the rules is audio quality. Audio quality is so drastically important. And I'm sure you guys have heard the saying, because, people have been saying it for years, and it's so true. It's really easy nowadays, especially, to get high quality video, right? But low quality audio is the biggest tell of a low budget film, because that's the thing. And I have so many friends, tons that are, in the film industry. And so many of them, they can run circles around me when it comes to video stuff that I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But when it's like a simple audio thing, they're like, dude, I don't know how to do this. Can you help me? So the audio quality is a major aspect of putting out a high quality live stream. So to achieve the audio quality that you're hearing right now, there are a handful of different elements in it. But obviously, like I touched on earlier, the biggest factor for me right now is I'm using HypeMic. I've got the built-in analog compression. I'm running out of the USB port right into my computer, which is feeding right to my stream. And then I have headphones plugged in. I'm just using, I'm using like my in-ears, but you could use anything. You could use like Apple earbuds if you want. I mean, come on. Who doesn't have like 15 of these sitting in their drawer at home? But it gives you the ability to monitor your audio. And then there's a great blend mode that I have turned on that allows me to hear a blend between direct monitoring, which is what I'm feeding to the mic, as well as what I need to hear back from the source. So essentially, not to get too nerdy, but this is actually an audio interface because you've got your input, you've got your output, you've got mic pre's in here, you've got compression. I mean, holy moly. Now, if you're using a Hype mic or a Mic Plus for your streaming, there is something that I just want to point out here because this drives me a little nuts. So, go get yourself a roll of gaff tape, all right? Invented by Jim Gaffigan as a joke. Who knew he'd be so popular? It's a completely untrue fact. Okay, so this is just a little sample that I recorded earlier. I want you to pay attention to something when I hit play. Notice my mouth is lighting up green. Kind of silly, right? Woo. So, basically, anytime you have a microphone with LEDs on it and it's monitoring live, you're going to get a light shining on your face when you're doing a live stream. So what I do is I just take a little bit of gaff tape, and once I got my mic settings all dialed in, I just cover the LEDs so that obviously, like right now, you don't see that weird, flashing light on my face because it kind of looks a little awkward. So you also want to consider audio interfaces. Depending on the type of stream you're doing, you might have multiple inputs, right? You might have, let's say, multiple audio sources, multiple microphones, or maybe you're doing a concert where you're singing and playing and you want to record your instrument and you want to record your vocals. That's when you get into the territory of an audio interface. I know that's probably not new news to you for a lot of you guys, but this is kind of the 101. So I just want to talk about some of the good etiquette and gear that's associated with it. But so microphones and audio interfaces. Now, for microphones, there are a couple that I just want to recommend. First one, obviously, is the one that I'm using right now, which is why I'm using it. I have all three that I'm going to be talking about, but this one, it's the most expensive between the three, but it's also got, the most beneficial features, which being the compression. It's money. Next one I want to talk about is this guy right here. So this is called Clip Mic, and it's basically a lavalier mic that allows you to connect directly to the lightning port of your iOS device, iPhone, iPod, or iPad. Really amazing audio quality, and I want to show you how I set this up. So let me switch over to something here. I just want to make sure when I hold this up, can you guys see this? Yeah, kinda. If I hold it over my face. So lavalier, and then the other end, I know it's a little blurry, sorry guys, and then the lightning port. So here's how I set this up. Most people would just use this little attachment here and clip it onto their shirt, right? Oops, wrong one. Clip it onto their shirt like that. That's fine. You can totally do that, but I'm gonna give you guys a little inside tip here. What I like to do is I slide the clip down so you can see that little clip that I was just squeezing is no longer there. And I like to take the capsule off the top. Again, this is not like an Apogee sanctioned technique. This is just something that I do whenever I record with it. Then I go back to my handy dandy gaff tape, and I make these little tape triangles. Now here's why. You want to make a tape triangle like that, but you actually want to make it in reverse where the sticky side is out. Okay? What I do with my clip mic is I cut a little hole. Once I get to the very end, I cut a little hole that I can push my mic through, like so. And then I actually learned this technique from my brother, who is a filmmaker and just really a monster at this stuff. So I'm gonna turn this around so you can see. So I like to actually tape the mic underneath the tape, then close this up here. So you can see it's closed in there. And then with this back side that's sticky, I just stick it underneath my shirt. The reason I like to do this, one, the audio quality is great. Like I think it actually sounds better than when I clip it to my shirt. But also when I, like under my shirt, I would just like tape it like right, you can't really see, let me move this. I would like tape it under there and then it would be covered by my shirt. The other reason I like to do that is it reduces the sound of rumble. So you don't get that sound of like clothing rubbing against, because you've actually covered off the sides of the mic with tape, and it sounds really, really good. So there's a little freebie for you guys. Let me just take a look at the chat real quick, make sure I'm not missing any questions. What date for Source Connect? I'm thinking maybe next week, we'll see. The name of the lavalier is Clip Mic. It's by Apogee. We make it, so you can head over to our website and find Apogee Clip Mic, because it's a mic that clips right on. Apogee 2 in, 2 out, vocal and guitar at once. Yes, easy peasy. We actually make quite a few audio interfaces or like hardware devices that would achieve that. So we're probably going to get into the, I'm thinking Source Connect next week and multicam and multi-tracking audio. That might be too much for 1 week, but that's kind of what I'm thinking now based on some of the questions that are coming in. So let's see. I like that sentence. Straight MacGyver. Yeah, dude. I wish I could take credit. That's all my bro. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Okay, so there's a little tip. So there's audio quality. The last microphone that it's not really the last. There are actually a couple more, but depending on what you're recording, there are different microphones for different scenarios. You wouldn't use the clip mic if you were recording multiple people, right? You'd use it to record your audio. So there are kind of different options for everything. If you get an Apogee 1, it's got a built-in microphone that sounds incredible. It connects directly to iOS devices as well as to your Mac. And the 1 is a little deceiving because you can actually record 2 things at one time. You can use an external mic or the internal mic. So if the internal mic isn't, what you're needing for that specific project and you want to plug in a different mic, it can be any mic, phantom power, all that stuff. You can use an internal or external mic and the instrument input on it at the same time. I know. Mind blown, right? Crazy. So the 1 is one is the Swiss Army knife. We all call it that. It's the Swiss Army knife of our product lineup. And also there are 2 more. It's funny, I keep thinking of mics, but Mic Plus, which is essentially Hype Mic without the compression and different color body. That's it. And that's what we're giving away today. So stay tuned. And then last one, this one is it's really a cool device. If you got one of these laying around, because I know a handful of people do. And like I said, you got to work with what you got. That would be this guy right here. This is the Ambu Smart Headset. So let me switch over, make sure you can see that. No, you can't. Glad I checked. So this is the Ambu Smart Headset. It's basically, it looks like little earbuds. And so you'd loop them around each ear like I'm doing right now. What's unique about it is on the back of each earpiece right here, this little grate, that's actually a microphone. And it gives you the ability to capture 3-dimensional or binaural audio. It gives people the feeling of being in that exact environment. So if you are streaming something that is intended to capture the environment, what better way to do it than with 3D sound? A really, really cool product. All right, so there's audio. I don't think I missed anything. Of course, with any of our other devices, moving up the line of products. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't move on. There's such a huge one. Oh, do I have one close by? I don't think I do. Apogee Jam. So Apogee Jam Plus, you can find that on our website as well. There are a crazy increasing amount of people who are using Jam Plus to capture the audio from their microphone. Whether it is actually someone in here, in the chat, let me know who it is. I saw a response from the survey. If you guys filled out the survey, there was someone in there that responded and said that they're actually using Jam Plus to record their wireless lavalier. Crazy. Hey, what's up, Serge, bro? Yeah. So if you have a microphone already and you're just trying to find a way to capture the audio from your microphone, get an Apogee Jam Plus. It's like, I think it's our least expensive product in the lineup, which is crazy. And it gives you the ability to capture to all iOS devices as well as to your desktop or laptop, Windows and Mac. I know, crazy. But yeah, and then our other interfaces, Duet, Quartet, and up and so forth along the line of products, give you the ability to record one or multiple instruments or mic inputs. So I went way longer on that one than I thought, but we just make so many cool things. Okay, next one, video quality. Hey, thanks, Serge. Appreciate you, man. So video quality. Obviously, like, I'm not killing the video quality game right now, but, at least I'm killing the audio quality game. What? Video is, boy, it's quite a topic. There are tons of different types of cameras out there. It depends on what you are kind of intending long-term for your stream. Are you looking to purchase certain pieces of gear and develop your streaming setup over time? If so, it's probably worth investing in a higher quality camera. Like, there are a ton of them out there. Blackmagic makes a bunch of them. Sony makes one that I'm actually really interested in right now. I really want to get the A7S II or maybe the 3. So we'll see how that works out. But what you've got to keep in mind is when you start to upgrade the quality of your video, there are a lot of elements that are kind of a ripple effect that are tied to that. So you have the lenses. When you get a high quality camera, you're looking at getting lenses as well. You're looking at getting video capture cards, which if you're looking for one, I recommend the Elgato Stream Link. It is basically just a little USB stick that takes the feed, the HDMI feed out of your camera, and it's like a little mirrorless capture card for your camera. It's really cool, and it's simple, and it's super affordable and very high quality, easy to use, all that good stuff. But yeah, so when you get into cameras, you're looking at lenses, you're looking at a million different options. I'm just gonna table that one because that could be a whole thing in itself. But yeah, you want to get high quality video. There are options for using, just so you know, your iOS device camera. I just knocked something off my desk. I think you probably heard that. But you can use the camera that's built into your phone if you want. I don't feel that it's the best option, but again, you got to work with what you got. If you don't have a camera and you can't get a hold of one right now because the good ones are, just not available. And there were cameras on Amazon that were like $30 a month ago, and now they're like $200. I'm like, wow, crazy, because they're all that's out there. But yeah, the D650, yeah. So if you want to use your camera, maybe we'll briefly touch on that in detail. I'll briefly touch on it now. We'll go into detail later. But you have the ability to either do one of the following: wirelessly connect your camera's feed to an application that is definitely a next week topic called OBS, or you can plug the Lightning port or connect the iPhone via Lightning to your computer and actually feed video straight into an app like OBS as well. That is if you're obviously streaming from your computer, but wanting to use your camera or your phone as a camera. So that's an option. I don't think it's the best option. You don't really get the full quality of the cameras that are built into the phones, but if it's what you got, it's what you got. Okay, lighting. I mentioned earlier that I have the ring light. Or a ring light. I don't even know if there's an actual brand of ring light. If there is, I don't have the actual brand. I got some generic one. I think it's a 12-inch. It's either a 10-inch or 12-inch. Like I said, it was like, I don't know, $15. I think maybe 18 on Amazon, and it's great. So you can't really see this, but you'll see the effects of it. So it's got this little control surface here. Let's make sure. Yep. Okay, so it's got this little control surface that gives me the ability to change the color of the light and the brightness of the light. So I'm going to cycle through a couple of the different modes of color, and you'll see it make a little bit of an effect, but not a ton because I don't have it turned up too bright right now. But you can see there's like a kind of a yellow filter. There's a super white one. If I'm going for like the vampire vibe, I'd be killing it right now. And then there's kind of a neutral one, and then you can turn the brightness up or down. I have it very low. And right now, I am not using my, just get back to my notes here. I'm not using my light as a direct feed to my face. So that oftentimes it's going to give you more harsh results unless you have it on a very low setting. But if you're like me, you run into a problem where you have glasses and the reflection is like really intense. And if I'm looking into the camera, you're going to see so much. And you guys, I'm sure, can already see a lot of reflection on my lenses. It's one of the struggles that us glasses wearers deal with. But unless you've got like a whole lighting team, I don't really know a way around that. But I'm sure there is. So maybe I'll figure one out and I'll let you know. But yeah, so the lighting, there are a couple things to keep in mind here with lighting. So the first one is if you're lighting a face, you never want it to be exactly the same color on both sides of your face. You don't, or exactly the same lighting on both sides of the face. The general practice is to have one side that's just a little bit less lit. It adds a little bit of shading on one side of the face, and it just gives more dimension. When everything's lit perfectly and exactly the same, it looks very flat. So you'll notice now that I've said that, watch, go any TV show, just when you're binging your Netflix, like, after you watch Alex stream after this, when you're binging Netflix later tonight, you'll notice that every single person's face is a little darker on one side. It's because it just looks good. So another thing too, when it comes to lighting, this is just like, it's the most simple thing that a lot of people don't think about. If you're running a 2-monitor, like a 2-screen setup for your computer, you're in a good place because it's way easier to do this next technique with 2 screens, but you can actually light yourself with your monitor. And I do it all the time. Whenever I'm doing streams, I light myself with my monitor. I don't have my dual monitor set up right now, but I need to order a new bracket. But yeah, it's a great technique. So watch, you'll see this happen. I have a white page. It's just my notes on the screen. Watch what happens when I get rid of that white page. You're going to see the lighting change. So I actually use just anything white on my second display when I have it set up to light one side of me a little bit more. And it's subtle, it's gentle, and it's really easy to do. So, hey, Betty, what's up? So yeah, that's a little life hack that's really easy. Things you want to do is make sure you turn off dark mode if you're running that on your computer, because dark mode is not going to help you if you're trying to light yourself with a monitor. And the other thing is, depending on your monitor, just be very aware of the setting that you have the brightness at on your monitor, because you can like easily way overdo it. And the worst thing to do is like super overdo lighting. Like, let me give you an example here. So this is a perfect example of like way overdoing it. So if I turn this around here, and I see this all the time, I'm like, what are you doing with your life? They're like, hi guys. And it's like, are you like auditioning to be on America's Next Ghost? What is happening right now? So don't do this. No. Enough said. Okay, let's get back to normal life here. It's at a crazy time. Okay, I'm gonna put it on that setting. And I'm gonna just turn this around again if I can get it to stay. And just bounce it off the wall. Give it a little subtle lighting. Not my perfect setup, but it works. Hashtag quarantine. Okay, so let's see what else we got going. Digging the vampire vibe. All right. Let me get to the notes. So yeah, you've got, if you can get like some kind of lighting. Also, if you're looking to pick up some lighting and you're looking for a good recommendation, the ring lighting is great. It's cheap. There is a really cool option from Elgato. They actually make 2 different key lights that are phenomenal. I really want to pick one up, but I guess they're obviously really hard to get right now. But keep your eye out for that. Elgato, by the way, is Elgato. You can head over to their website and get super well lit. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's move on to internet connection. Oh, and okay, yeah. So internet connection is so important, you guys. And obviously the entire internet, it feels like, is taking a gigantic toll because the consumption of all online content is like never before. It is outrageous. So there are going to be bandwidth issues from time to time. I don't know how this is coming across for you guys, so it'll be interesting to see what some of the feedback is afterwards, but I'm actually streaming at the highest possible frame rate that I can stream at, which this is about 4 times higher than the streams that we typically do, but I tried it out earlier and it was working as far as bitrate goes anyway. And so that is one of the things that plays into that is my internet speed. So I have really good internet at home. If you don't have good internet, which obviously is the place that a lot of people are at, like they're really simple things, guys. Okay, first off, like hardwire in. Just plug it in. I know everyone hates cables, but it's so important. If you're doing a live stream from your computer, obviously it's going to be a little difficult to do that on an iOS device, but if you're using your computer, there's no point in sending your entire feed over the airwaves. Just plug it in. If your router isn't close, you have a couple options. Go get a long Ethernet cable, get one on Amazon for like $10, or get like a inline, what's it called? A power line adapter. So a lot of people don't know that the actual like electrical cabling inside of your house, for the most part, it's really, you got the same kind of thing going on as with an Ethernet cable. So you can actually run your internet through your existing electrical wiring inside of your house. And those cost like $60 to pick up probably. I think I've seen them for like 40 on Amazon. You plug one into the power right by your router and run an Ethernet cable into that. And then you plug another one in by your computer. If they're in like completely different rooms and the Ethernet cable, the long one isn't an option, you can do that. And it will definitely help. So very important internet connection. Also, kick everyone off the internet. If you got internet bandwidth issues at home, make sure you don't have like 17 Netflix streams going and, you know, like every device that exists, like, you know, you own the last 7 iPads, 7 generations, and like your last 8 phones are still all connected and charging somehow. Just turn all those off. Just general rule. Okay. This one is huge. This is, I'm glad I took notes. I'd have forgot like most of this, but hey, Jack, what's up? And Ron, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. So this one's huge. When to face the camera and when not to face the camera, okay? If you're directing your comments towards the people in your stream, you face your camera. If you're working on something and letting people observe, you face away. What drives me nuts is this. It's just weird. You're like, hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And you're like, well, hello, over here. Like, eyes up here. What are you doing? So if you're talking to the people in your stream, you look at them. General rule. Okay. Next. Moving on. Okay, test your streams, guys. If you're doing a live stream, test the stream before you go live. Almost every platform gives you the ability to do a test stream. Now, there are some that do not. Instagram, perfect example. Can't do a test stream. So what do? You just make a dummy account. I did it today in like 2 minutes, and you can do a test stream. It's really easy. So test your video. You're going to find things wrong all the time, okay? You're going to have instances where the audio and the video don't sync up, or where the audio level is messed up, or you're dropping frames and you need to adjust your bit rate, and just do a test stream. Enough said. Okay. Now, I mentioned this earlier, the thing that broke my little perfect, yeah, not at all, hue light, or ring light there. I have a hue light right next to it, that's why I said that. So this one, we've all seen it, and it's just annoying, right? When you're like watching someone who's filming themselves, they're streaming from their camera, and it's like you're on a motion ride because they're like doing this. And the thing that cracks me up, I love this, and I'm always like, why? When people start live streams from their phone in the middle of walking to a place, and it's like, obviously that's intentional. It's like, why not just go to the place? I guess it gives it motion. It's like, oh, this is just me casually strolling. Oh, I just started a live stream, you know? So if you're going to do that, just buy a gimbal, buy something that's going to balance it and not make it super shaky. Gimbals are super affordable. Like, you can get a really good one on Amazon for like $80 to $100. We just at Apogee, we have a few of them now. We have them for our main cameras, we have them for iPhones, and we just picked up 2 of the Mobile 3s from DJI. I'm a fan. I'm sure there are a ton of other ones out there, but yeah, do that. If you're not moving like a normal person, just pick one of these up. Like, honestly, everyone probably has one of these already. It's like the thing that you get when you go, like, I've had so many people give me these. I go to events or, whatever, and it's like, they're just giving these out. I think it was a thing. It was like, we've got to get the little thing with the bendy legs, So pick one of these up, put your phone on it, make it lit well, make it sound good. It's really easy. These, you could probably get this for like 15 to 20 bucks on Amazon, I'm guessing. I don't know what it's called. Probably just like iPhone tripod. I bet that'll do it. So, okay. This one is actually, it's super important, and I'm glad Betty, our CEO at Apogee, she actually reminded me of this one, and it's a huge factor. That is the room that you're in. Okay, so pay attention to the way that the room sounds. We may dive deeper into the acoustics and treatment of a room at some point, but that one, I don't know. It's probably gonna be a few weeks down the road if we do. But if you're in a super echoey room, all you gotta do is like hang a blanket or hang a curtain or something. Let me see. I have actually something I meant to add into OBS, and I'm gonna show you guys right now. So I just helped a friend with this last week. She is a voiceover artist, and she was wanting to do a setup in her room, but her room is super noisy, and there's a window that leads to traffic outside, and you can hear the traffic. And so she's like, I don't know what to do. We can't leave the house now. I've got to work. How can I fix this? She was using an Apogee MiC Plus, the one we're giving away today. Again, by the way, if you didn't hear. So let me add this image real quick because it's really cool. I think you're going to like it. All right. So here you can see what my friend did. I'm just going to scooch this right over here, and I'll hide my camera. So in her bedroom, she basically put this like flexible curtain rod. You can see it running along the top of the ceiling here. And she just did it in a little circle and ordered some curtains. And when she wants to record, she pulls it around and makes a little vocal booth. And these are like velvet curtains. I think probably on this whole thing, she spent maybe $100, I'm guessing, 150 maybe. She got the velvet curtain, the track that goes on the ceiling, a mic stand, a pop filter, and a tray for her like laptop. It's like a keyboard stand with a board on it or something. But yeah, it's not hard to do, but it's important to be aware of that kind of thing. So don't just do a live stream like in the most echoey room ever. If you're doing a test stream ahead of time and you somehow didn't know your room was very, reverberant, you can find out by doing a test stream. You guys get it. Okay. So this is the last one as far as etiquette goes. But again, this one is kind of solved by the test stream. Know the platform you're streaming to. So there are a million platforms. If you guys go to Apogee's website and you go to the registration page for this series of streams that we'll be doing, there's an area where you can leave feedback and ask questions that you want me to answer. If we get enough questions asking about certain platforms, we'll dive into them. But the thing is, there are so many platforms and each one has so many specific details. But here's why I say it's important to understand the platform you're streaming to. We'll take a few examples. Amazon. If you're doing an Amazon live stream, Amazon live streams, at least the last time I checked, this may have changed, but there are other platforms that do the same thing. They only allow for 720p. If you're sending a 1080p stream, you're causing issues that are going to cause buffering when people are watching. And then they're just going to leave because it's annoying. They'd rather go to a stream that isn't buffering. If you're, let's say, doing a live stream on mobile, if the platform you're streaming to doesn't allow for horizontally oriented video, then don't hold your phone horizontally. Look at how the video content appears on other people's streams, and it's just really weird. Like the big one, it cracks me up. And this is personal preference, but like I would always tease my wife whenever she'd go to take a picture like this, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, just turn your phone, But that's personal preference. However, when you're doing live streams, it's really important to make sure that you have the correct orientation for the platform you're posting to. All right, so that's it for the etiquette. I hope some of that helped. I know there wasn't too much demonstration in there, but that's what the future weeks are for, because we're just laying the foundation. So live streaming equipment, just to recap, you have cameras, microphones, audio interfaces, lighting, and environment. Those, when I say equipment, environment could be if you need to buy a track railing to hang curtains, or you need to get some acoustic panels, or that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like generally the equipment that you would need, the main stuff you'd need, and then it just becomes cosmetic, where you can kind of like spice up your room and do cool things. All right, so let me take a look here in the chat and see if you guys have any questions. If not, we're going to jump into two setups: how to set up your streaming account and how to actually stream on Instagram, which is literally like a 15-second thing. It's so easy. I'm sure a lot of you know how to do this. If you don't know how to do this, you're going to be amazed at how easy this is. And that's why the second the stream is over, you're going to be able to start live streaming. The other one is Zoom. So again, probably most of the people in here have used Zoom and they know, they kind of get it, but there might be a couple things that you pick up along the way that help. So let me take a look at the, thank you so much, Robert, at the chat. Yeah, you got it, Jack. I actually just broke one of my own rules. I hate it when people do that. What did I do, you ask? Well, if you didn't notice, all I had to do was hit the mute button on my mic before taking a drink of water, so you didn't have to hear me swallowing and it's just like, it's the easiest thing to do this. And then you unmute, you know what I'm saying? Simple stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at setups here. Wait, let me look at the chat. Cool, yep, all right, so I guess let's start with Instagram. So in my Instagram example, I am going to be using a clip mic. Now there is, I should warn you, a lot of setup involved in using a clip mic. So it's gonna take a minute to explain. All right, you guys ready? So here's the process, and done. Just time me. You want to do it again? Wait. And set up. Okay. Let's go ahead and, unfortunately, I don't have a better way of doing this, but let's go ahead and I'm going to kind of like hold my phone up here. I'm going to try to do this so you guys can see. Let me just readjust here a little bit so you guys can get a better view. So, Instagram, where you at? Created myself a dummy account. I got no followers. Feels bad, but stream will go on. So here's my dummy account. There's my first picture, taking big steps in life. All you got to do to go live, you've got the mic connected here through the lightning port, right? When you want to go live, you do the same thing that you would do if you wanted to post a video, and you just click on the camera icon in the upper left-hand corner. And then you can see a whole bunch of options appear here. So, like, I can scroll all the way to the left, and I have the option for live. If I want to go live, I hit that, and it says checking connection. You're live. I am live streaming a live stream. How wild is this, you guys? We're getting crazy over here. So, once you end the stream, you have the ability, and the end is in the upper right-hand corner. So don't freak out if you're like, I've got to end this. I've been streaming for like 13 hours because I don't know how to stop. End is in the upper right-hand corner. You sure you want to end? Yes, I'm totally sure I want to end. So, I mean, whoa. I would love it if someone was like, holy cow, that's amazing. Hopefully that helps someone, but we'll see. Copy that over. Which headphones do you use? I have about 20 pair of headphones. It kind of depends on the application. Right now I'm just using UA in-ears. UE, and UE. Not UA. They don't make in-ears. So there's Instagram. If you got any questions, let me know. We're going to jump over to Zoom. All right, so let me know in the chat, who here has used Zoom before? Or actually, no. Who has not used Zoom? Let me know. Okay, awesome. Cool. All right, well, we got at least one that hasn't used it. So here's what you're going to do. Ron, if for no one else, I got you, man. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to head to Zoom. Zoom.us. Once in Zoom, you're going to click on Sign Up. It's free in the upper right-hand corner. Big orange button. Can't miss it. After you've created your account, there are... Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that is very much outside of what you guys can actually see. Let me see. Do I have... There we go. There we go. It's my first time streaming, guys. My bad. So not true. Okay, so you can see the large orange button in the upper right-hand corner. Sign up, comma, it's free, all caps. If you want to create an account, click on that, fill out the requested information, and then it's going to, after completing your registration process, it's going to take you to a page that gives you a link to download. So you're going to download the Zoom app. Now you have two options when streaming on Zoom. You can stream through your web browser, or you can stream through the app. My preference, I prefer the app, but you know, everyone has their own preference. So let's take a look at the app. All right. Here is the Zoom app. Now you have a few different options for starting meetings. You have the orange one that says new meeting, right? And then you can join a meeting, and then you can schedule a meeting. Now, the reality is all of these buttons do almost the same thing, okay? And here's what I mean. If I click on new meeting, what I'm doing is creating a new meeting that I want to start right now. And here's, I'll show you the little drop down. So then you get like your little pin and stuff if you want to enter that. If I hit join meeting, and I put my pin in that I just had in that other drop down, I'm still starting a meeting. So that's another way of starting a meeting if you want to. They've made it so you don't really have to worry what button you hit. You can hit almost anything here and you're still ending up with the same result. So if you want to schedule a daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, you can actually schedule one and send out reminders through the schedule button. So let's take a look at, let's go ahead and hit new meeting. And this is really the main thing that I wanted to touch on when you're starting a Zoom call. Now, this will happen regardless of if you are the one who set up the meeting or if you're someone joining a meeting that was already set up. So whether you're the actual moderator and host of the meeting or you're just a guest, you still get this option. You have a phone call, so that here are dial-in numbers. You have computer audio. Now, if you have... Let me see. There we go. Sorry, I lost my zoom window there for a sec. If you have, a good sounding microphone, or you want to let's start with that microphone. You have a good sounding microphone. You are like one of those lucky people who, bought a hype mic right before the entire planet wanted them, and they became like next to gold in value. So if you are one of those fortunate people, you would probably want to use the option here that says join with computer audio. Okay, but if you do that, you're jumping right in and you might not have configured it properly. So it's best to go test speaker and microphone first. Now, I am not feeding the audio. Oh, yes, I hear it. Make it stop. Make it stop. Okay. So I'm not feeding the audio that I'm hearing in my headphones because I have hype mic set as my input and output. I'm not feeding that back. Whew, sorry, you guys cannot imagine what was just happening in my headphones. But basically, I had the ability to test and make sure I could hear, and that that my hype mic was picking me up. So my hype mic is set as my input and output, right? If you could hear what was coming through your headphones that are connected to hype mic, and you could hear your voice, which was being picked up by hype mic, then you are ready to go. You're going to hit join with computer audio. And join with computer audio, and bada bing, bada boom, we are live in a Zoom meeting by ourselves. It's very reminiscent of our Instagram experience a few minutes ago. But yeah, so that's it. There's not a whole lot to it. Zoom has a whole bunch of cool options, which we could dive into if a bunch of you want to know more about them in the future. Like you can record your meetings, you can hide video, you can mute, you can unmute, you can allow people to enter your meeting the second they get there, or you can put a setting on where they have to be admitted in. But yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this meeting. Yep, end meeting for all one of me. And let's hop back over to OBS and bring the camera up. And there you go, guys. So that is the process. Now, my question for you, how'd that feel? Do you have any questions? Yes, yes, Grace, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. But Zoom, as well as a handful of other platforms, are getting pretty taxed and overwhelmed. So I'm going to probably, I don't know, at some point in the future, in a future week, I'm going to throw out a couple recommendations that I love. So actually, one of them, if you're looking for a good one and you're stuck, I'll just throw this out there. I'm not going to get into how to do it, but it is so simple. You can figure it out. And that is Source Connect. Source Connect has a really, in my opinion, great, I'll do this. I'll go to Chrome and, okay, so source-elements.com. Make sure, no, I gotta resize this window for you guys so you can see it. And there we go. Kind of close enough. Okay, so this is the Source Elements webpage, which is source-elements, or I'm Source Connect, sorry, source-elements.com. You're gonna go to products, and what you want to use is Source Connect Now. Nope, that's wrong. My bad. Just kidding. Scratch that. It's Source Elements Meet. There we go. So you basically have the ability to, for free, use this video conferencing service from Source Element, and it sounds and looks incredible. The video quality and the audio quality, in my opinion, are so much better than they are with any of the other services I've used. And there are probably 15 or 20 different apps that I've come across in the last couple of weeks that are all equally incredible. So we will definitely get into those. All right, so all right, we're going strong. We are going to wrap up with the two things we're going to do at the end. So one, I'm going to take a look at the questions that you guys have asked before the stream, and I'm going to see if I can knock some of them out here real quick. Okay, going to the top. What's the best first step to upgrade from using onboard mics on Mac or iPad for Zoom classroom conferencing? Let me go back to OBS here. The answer, boom, Hype Mic right there. That is the best. Now, best first step, I mean, it really would depend on, so many different factors. What you're connecting to, what environment you're in. Is it for multiple people? Is it just for you? Are these multiple people connecting Hype Mics remotely and are you trying to record it? Like, there are a bunch of different elements. So let's do this. Go ahead and shoot me an email. And this goes for anyone else in here. Shoot me an email with any questions that you may have. Like, I'm going to run through all these, but if there's anything that, thank you so much, Vids. Anything that you like, we need to clarify or go into more detail on, just shoot me an email, and you can reach me at CD, as in compact disc, but not really compact disc. It's Clear Mountain's domain. CD podcast at apogeedigital.com. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Un moment. There you go. Larger than life. Let's make it a little smaller. Oh, somehow managed to lose it. Oops. Let's try that again. Just make sure you guys can reach out with questions. So like if you reach out to me with that one you just asked, and we might need to do a little digging, but I am more than happy to help you with that. No problem at all. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Oh, there we go. Okay. Kind of blurry. Sorry, I made it a little smaller than I should have. But hopefully you guys can all see that CD podcast. All right. So shoot me an email there. Next question. Show me how it's done. I got you, bro. I got you. Stay tuned. Okay, I often record my piano and vocals on my iPhone. How would I set up Mic Plus for that? Again, shoot me an email, because it depends on your scenario, right? Are you recording to an iPhone? Are you recording to a desktop computer, Mac or PC? And what DAW are you using? But the short answer, as far as can you do it, absolutely you can do it, and it's honestly very simple. And I'm happy to help you with that. So yeah, shoot me an email and get you all squared away. Okay, let's see. Any hope for conferencing? Yes. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, any hope for conferencing music collaborations that sound good? Seems impossible with Zoom. You are 100% correct. Zoom you're going to pull your hair out by the time you're done. It's a no-go. No Zoom. So there are actually quite a few ways to do this. I've found more and more that have popped up recently that are really cool. I'll leave you with this, and we're going to dive deeper into it next week. But yes, absolutely. There are two. One, Source Connect. And there's more involved with Source Connect than what I just showed you to make this happen. But I'm going to, you guys be ready to have your mind blown. Here we go. So, OBS.Ninja. You're welcome. Maybe the ugliest website I've ever seen, but such a great thing to use. So you'd never know because there's no hover over action that shows that these are buttons. But up top here, these are actually buttons. You can add group video chats to OBS. So you can click on these and basically insert video feeds from tons of different places with virtually no latency. I mean, it is so minimal. And what you can do right down here is, it says YouTube video demoing it here in the text. Click on that, go to obs.ninja, and click on the link that'll take you to the demo video, and they'll walk you through how to do it. Very easy to do and really, really cool. But we will be covering that one in a future class or episode or whatever you call it. In a future stream. That's the one. Stream. We'll be covering that. So, all right, let's take a couple of questions here. Ideas to get the best sound quality during stream. I think we covered that, but if not, shoot me an email and I will clarify or go into more detail. What's the best Apogee USB mic for recording iPhone interviews? It depends on the environment you're in, and it depends on a few different factors. So let me run you through a couple options for recording interviews on an iPhone. If each person that's being interviewed has an iOS device, I think a great option is, especially if you're in an environment that is a little bit noisier, I think a great option is Clip Mic. If they don't have an iOS device, but you have a second iOS device, an old iPhone, an old iPad, an old iPod Touch, you can get 2 Clip Mics and just give that to them almost as a wireless pack. So when you're using Clip Mic with an iOS device, think of it as it's when you connect your Clip Mic to your phone. I still got my little life hack mount here for the capsule. But when you connect this just became a wireless lavalier set. It's like the wireless pack and the mic, except for it's way higher quality. And there are a lot of other cool features. Meta recorder, anyone? Future episode teaser. So that is a great way. I mean, you can really use any of our microphones, honestly, to record interviews. But if you're using a hype mic, especially, and you're using compression, you want to be in a controlled environment. If you're on a noisy, like, conference showroom floor, it's probably not the best option. I would go clip mic for sure. All right, let's see what else we got and do a couple more here, and then we're going to save the rest for next week. Does the Mic Plus going through GarageBand allow an iPhone video record to have processed audio, or does the iPhone video record defeat the Mic Plus processed audio and only record unprocessed iPhone mic audio? I'm not sure I understand what you're asking here. Let me see. Is the iPhone going through GarageBand allow the iPhone? Okay, I may be wrong. I think this is what you're asking. If I'm wrong, shoot me an email or let me know in the chat, and I will kind of clarify. But if you're using the video app on your iPhone, you're writing the audio into that. Oops, sorry, I bumped my mic. If you are using GarageBand, you're not using the video app. As far as I know, there's no way to record audio to GarageBand while filming, because I just don't know of a way. Maybe there is. There are a handful of apps. If you're looking for something specific in GarageBand, there are a handful of apps that have like mixing capabilities that are video apps, like Filmic and Mavis, and a handful of them have that. But just to make sure you're aware of this, because maybe this is what you're asking, if you connect, let's say your Apogee Hype Mic or Mic Plus or Clip Mic or whatever, to your iPhone and you start recording a video, it's writing the audio from the microphone into the video, so you don't have to sync up a thing later, and it all happens automatically. You don't have to do a thing other than plug it in. So hopefully that answered your question. If not, let me know. All right, next question, and let's make this the last question, and then we're gonna do a giveaway. Now, let me just take a look at the chat. All right, we still got some people that are here. I love it. You guys are the best. We have been going for over 75 minutes. We are going ham. If you want to get a chance to win a Mic Plus here in just a moment, make sure to head over to our website, apogeedigital.com, and register for this class. So we are doing a drawing from the class registration. If you didn't register ahead of time, but you're here now, no problem. I'm going to give you a couple minutes while I'm answering this last question. So make sure to head over to apogeedigital.com. I'm going to actually do this so you can see what it looks like. So here, whoops. apogeedigital.com. Whoa, look at that. That's me. What? Okay, so work from home and work from home and live streaming essentials. This is right where you want to be, and you can see the little giveaway thing. You're just going to click right here where it says live tutorial today featuring live giveaway. Registration, or register now to enter. Click on that, register. Bada bing, bada boom. Bob's your uncle. Okie doke. While you're doing that, let me tackle this last question here. Let me find the last question. Thank you guys so much. I hope this has been helpful for you. And I know this is a long stream. I don't think the intention is to do them this long, but we just barely even scratched the surface, and I feel like we could go for days, even just on the basics. But all right, last question. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, so actually, two people asked a question that are almost the same back to back, so I'm gonna tackle both of them as one. So first person asked, do you have any suggestions for attractive backdrops that also improve the sound quality? Yes, I do. Second person asked, how can I sound the room to have a better sound and acoustic? So I did, for both you guys, if guys or gals, or if you were here earlier and you're still in here now, I did touch on that earlier when I was talking about what I did for my friend's voiceover studio. So it depends on what you need done in your room. If your room is super noisy and there's a lot of reflection, a lot of echo, then that's where you probably want to, as much as possible, kind of deaden the sound a little bit. You don't want it jumping off everything so much. And then of course, this depends on your budget, right? Like if you've got a crazy budget, well, the sky's the limit. If you are a let's make it work, hashtag 2020 quarantine content creating beast, then do what you got to do to make it work. So I love the curtain solution. The picture I showed earlier, my friend got the flexible track mounting for curtains, and then got some velvet curtains on Amazon and just mounted the track in a circle so that when she was done tracking it, because it's in her bedroom. So I'm going to scoot back here so you can see what I'm doing with my hands, because I'm like drawing the curtain out in the sky here. So what she did is she did like a big circle of the curtains. And when she's done, she opens the curtains up and they're just against the back wall. So it just looks like curtains on the wall. But then when she wants a track, she pulls them all the way around her. So I'd recommend that. I've done it before and I think it's pretty helpful, and she seems to be loving it. So I actually have a few friends that I recommended that to in the last week or so, and she was the first one to do it. She literally ordered the stuff on Amazon and had it in like 3 or 4 days and just went to town. So, all right, guys. Whew, that was a lot of talking. First off, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you hanging out, and I know there are so many comments that I've missed. I am going to end the stream here in a moment, and after ending the stream, I am going to read through a lot of these comments because they will be here. So I will make sure if there's anything I missed, or even if you said something and I didn't comment, I'm so sorry, but I do appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate the comments. Thank you so much. I know this is review, but if you haven't done it already, so there are about 50 people in here. We have 16 likes on this video. The likes actually really help us as far as the YouTube algorithm goes. So if you haven't already and you enjoy this, it would be so great if you would drop a like on the video. Let's get it up to 1 million. Yeah, there we go. The number's climbing. Woo woo, you guys are the best. Hey, Brent, what's up, man? Ryan. Oh, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. That's great. We're going to be doing like crazy deep dive in the coming weeks. So make sure, awesome, right on, AT. Make sure that you are registered for the following live streams. And what would be very helpful for me, we've done the overview and there's so many different places we can go. And this isn't going to be a 37-week class. It'll probably like 4, maybe 6, who knows, but like around that length, right? So if there are specific things you really want to know, just register for the class and put the things in there. Like, I really want to learn how to do the multi-camera coverage. Now, someone asked the question earlier, like, how do I do the recording of musicians remotely to have like a concert feel? We're covering that, and it's going to be really cool because it's a fun one. So anything else like that you want to know, definitely let me know in the registration. Also, again, just a little bit of review before we do the giveaway. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing with your life? Drop a like if you haven't, and make sure to subscribe because, guys, looking at you, it really helps us. And it means a lot. We want to continue to create this content, and so we also want to make sure that people are benefiting from it and whatnot. So that kind of stuff really does help us. It also helps to get this type of education out to people. The more likes the video gets, it kind of shares it more. The more subscriptions we get through one specific stream, it actually, YouTube sees that as, oh, this is a beneficial stream. A lot of people subscribe. So all that stuff really helps us. And make sure to turn on the post notifications if you want to make sure that you don't miss a stream. Digital One, thank you. I'm so happy to hear it. That's awesome. Serge, Hulk smashed that sub button. Shout out. Okay, so you guys, it is that time. What time, you ask? It's giveaway time. Oh yeah. I don't actually know how we're doing the giveaway, so let's see. Let me just shoot a text here and see if there's like a process for this. Oh, thank you, Sean. Text me, guys. We went a little crazy on our website this last week, and thank you so much. All right, have a great night, Daniel. We went a little crazy on our website, and we created like a silly amount of tutorials for all live streaming scenarios, from Zoom to Facebook Live to Instagram to, just tons of different platforms. And we created these PDFs that are free, and you can learn how to do whatever you want to do. I realized I was doing my thing. I was breaking my rule, you guys. I was talking to you, but I was reading the chat, so I wasn't looking, and it's just like awkward, right? It's just weird. See, that's why. Don't do that. Looking at you guys. Make sure to check out the PDF tutorials on our website if you are interested in learning about any of the platforms we didn't cover here today. All right, Marlene or Seb or anyone, how are we doing this giveaway? Hang on, I gotta find a good sound of crickets in the background. I don't know how we're doing the stream. All right, so you know what we're gonna do? Wait. Let's see if someone's saying something. If not, I'm just gonna rock it. I'm gonna pick a winner right now from the registration page. Oh, good luck, good luck. Fingers crossed for you, man. Okay, so let's make this fun. We're gonna do a little bit of this. I'm gonna pull up a. Oh, wait, let's see. I got a text, Marlene. Okay, we can do that. Okay, Marlene. Oh, wait. The texts are coming in, you guys. Okay. Okay. The official word is in. Are you guys ready for this? Who wants a hype mic? Who wants a hype mic? Okay. No, sorry, mic plus. Everyone wants a hype mic. Everyone wants a mic plus. Either way, they're dope. Okay. Type mic plus right now in the chat, and either Marlene or Seb or someone is picking a winner right now. If you want to win a mic plus, type it in the chat. And go. All right, we're racking up the names here. All right, Seb or Marlene, one of you guys, I'm gonna leave it up to you to do the drawing. Oh yeah, got a lot of Mic Plus comments in here. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear you guys are all stoked on the Mic Plus because it is such a beast. And whoever wins, I am so excited for you because you're gonna become a content machine. Oh, I see you, Copy. I see you doing the actual logo. Okay. All right. Getting crazy. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Okay, Sebastian is picking the winner. Seb, are you going to announce it in the stream? Or do you want to text me? Text me, and I will announce it in the stream. Ooh, guys, the suspense. All right, everyone at home watching, start your own little like quarantine drum roll. Just and the winner is still waiting to find out. Guys, the suspense is killing me right now. Oh, wait. Ooh, what did Marlene say? Okay, they're doing it right now, guys. All right, sorry. They're doing it right now. Oh, yes, Ross. I didn't even know it was a thing, dude. Good call. Mic drop for Ross. Just not an Apogee mic because they're too good. Don't drop that mic. Okay, wait. Oh, here we go. It said standby. Here it comes. I know. This is like straight drum roll here. So also, we'll do a better job of this next time. Sorry. My bad. Maybe I'll like find a little like bot or script that actually does it in the chat so you can see it happening live. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait. Got a winner. Wait. Here we go. You guys ready? It is my great privilege. Wait, someone's calling me. Oh, it's my mom. She's trying to FaceTime me. Mom, I'm in the middle of a stream. I can't talk right now. It is Ross. It already showed up in the chat. Darn, I was the build-up. I was trying to drag that suspense out. Ross Varetti, you, my friend, are the winner of this beautiful Mic Plus by Apogee. Very excited for you. Marlene will reach out to you to coordinate the details of getting it to you. She's got your email address. Mom, I can't FaceTime right now. No. But that is it for today's stream, guys. First off, Ross, congratulations. Everyone else that's here, I hope you guys learned something. Serge, I'm sorry. I see those tears. Come back next week. You might get it. Even though you've got to have like 10 mic pluses. What are you talking about? You crazy. Make sure to check out the stream next week. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell all the people in the places. Sign up, register, ask your questions. Guys and gals, that is it for now. Until next stream, over and out. Enjoy your next quarantine week. Live your best quarantine life. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Catch you next time.